This is my first official story time. I don't even know how to start this off, but I guess this is a story time about how I had my first child 2 weeks before I turned 14 and hid my whole pregnancy from my mom. That sounds so awful, but that's my reality. So I didn't know that I was pregnant until I actually got to showing and my eating habits started to change. Certain things I used to eat, didn't like it no more. Morning sickness, things like that. So I wasn't really sure I was pregnant until I got my baby humping. My mom used to work a lot. Like when I was coming home from school, my mom was going to work. When my mom would get off of work, I was in bed, and then I get up and go to school, and it was like a cycle. On the weekends, I would go to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother didn't really pay me no mind for real. I was really, really skinny, so I would wear baggy clothes and hoodies in the summertime. Like 90-degree weather, I have on a hoodie. Talking about I'm cold, I'm anemic. I still used to be outside, hanging with the boys, wrestling, doing my everyday life like nothing happened. The only person that was really suspicious was my aunt, my dad's sister. But because my aunt had just like a stanky attitude and was mean and always had negative things to say about people, my mom really paid her with dust, like, my fucking daughter ain't pregnant type shit. And then when I was around my mom, I would walk around the house with like covers over me and stuff. And that's how my dad used to walk around, so everybody just assumed I was acting like my dad and shit like that. My baby daddy blew down on me like, man, is you pregnant? Like, boy, what? No, I ain't pregnant. The fuck? What are you talking about? Who said something like that? Who said that? Let me know if you want to hear about it in part 2. That's actually a good question, and it's quite easy. You know, when you go through things, you want your loved ones that saw you go through things to be better. You know, I don't want my little cousins that are living with me that I'm helping take care of to go through the things that they saw me go through. You understand? So with that being said, I hate when they don't look at my experience and look at the things that I've gone through and take heed and say, my big cousin already went through that. I'm going to take a different route. I'm not going to go through what my big cousin went through. I'm not going to be like my big cousin. I'm going to be better than my big cousin. You understand what I'm saying? When you got people who love you, they don't want to see you on the internet on a fake page being a fucking troll or a loser harassing people. We don't want to see the ones that we love going through the things and the experiences that we went through. So when I say I hate fast-ass little girls, I'm talking about the people in my family that I love and I care about. I don't give a fuck about what you or somebody else in the street is doing, to be quite frank. I'm talking about the people in my family that I actually care if something happened to them tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? I don't really be too much caring or tussling about with somebody else on the outside whom I don't give a fuck about got going on. But just for the people in my family who I love, I don't want them to have to go through the things or experience the things that I went through. Because on the outside looking in, you can't say that I was fast. I was about to block you because I'm weeding out the negative people, but I'm not even going to block you because it's a good question. You understand? And on the outside looking in, like I said, it does appear as though that I was fast, especially having a child 2 weeks before I turned 14. But, you know, shit happens, and because of my experience and what I go through, that's why I don't like fast little girls in my family. Because look at your big cousin. You ain't gotta do a whole lot of shit. And the boys in my family too. You ain't gotta do a whole lot of shit because your big cousins and your uncles, they made the mistakes for you. Make some new mistakes. I hope that answers your question.
I'm with her 100%. I believe that you can learn from other people's mistakes so you don't make the same exact mistakes. And I have been like this for as long as I can remember. Like, I would rather watch someone else's behavior and see how the things that they do affect them, and then decide to go a different route versus just following that same exact footstep. When she said that she got pregnant at 13 and had her first baby when she was turning 14, I hurt for her. As like a child, I could not imagine me going through that much pain at that young age. And as soon as she said that her mother would literally go to work when she's coming from school, I knew exactly why this young lady possibly could have gotten pregnant at that young age. Because her mom, and not to blame the mom or anything, but also I'm blaming her because you're not there for your kids. I understand that she had to go out and make ends meet and go to work and all that stuff, but look at what happened as a result. As of the result of that is her getting pregnant at such a young age. Because me at 14, I was not even thinking about like being involved with boys. Although yes, I was probably texting a boy here and there, but it was never as more serious than me just staying on the phone and caking on the phone with that boy. It never got that serious. It never got to the point of me even kissing him at 14 years old. I could have never imagined. And she even said that she was going to her grandma's house on the weekends, and her grandma really didn't pay much attention to her. So this girl was just kind of like on her own at 14 years old. And for her to be pregnant at that age lets me know that she was doing activities that can cause her to be pregnant. And I'm pretty sure the guy that she got pregnant with was either her age or probably a lot older, because I cannot imagine children. Like, obviously kids know what, having intercourse is at that age, but also it has a lot to do with the environment. Her parents were going to work, obviously, to provide for them, but they weren't there to parent the kids. For her to be pregnant at 14 years old or 13 years old and having her baby at 14 is crazy. Like, I just could not imagine my child being pregnant at such a young age. And then like her actually being smart enough to cover it up until she was getting ready to give birth. That's insane to me. And I feel so bad. And I'm glad that she's actually speaking on how like she don't want her nieces and nephews to go through that, because she knew how hard it was for her to go through that at that young age. So I do get it when she said that, she want her nieces and nephews to actually learn from her mistakes so they don't make that same mistake. And her saying that she hates fast kids, I mean, honestly, I can't really tell whether or not she was fast, because it only took one time for this thing to happen. So maybe she wasn't fast. Maybe she was just curious. She was just a curious child who wanted to try it out. Or maybe she was, in the home that she stayed, she didn't say. So we can, I guess, form our own opinion on that one. But even if that was the case, that's even worse. If it was the case, that would be even worse, and I would feel even, like, I already feel bad for her. It would just be 10 times, because I just cannot imagine her, like, and I wouldn't even know if she even blamed her parents for that happening to her at such an age. Yes, she might have like a beautiful son now, but she still had to go through that at a young age, most likely by herself, because her mom, I'm sure she didn't quit working. Obviously she probably couldn't quit working to take care of her and to actually be a mom to her after she found out that she was pregnant at 13 years old. So I don't know. It's just, this is real tricky. Anyways, let me know in the comment section if you know of someone who actually got pregnant so young like that. I know plenty of other kids that got pregnant at such young age like this, especially in Haiti. Living in Haiti, I know a lot of young kids who get pregnant at such young age, but usually it's because of like other situations that happen in the neighborhood or in the around the neighborhood or the home that they live in, and that results in them getting pregnant at such a young age. But let me know if you know of anyone, or if you yourself got pregnant at such a young age and how you dealt with that, because I understand. I know that it would be very, very hard for anybody, let alone a young child, to be dealing with something like that at such a young age. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.